Y'all, what is up with these people killing their parents or parents killing their children? I just don't get it. A man from Connecticut admitted that he murdered his father over the weekend, and it was in a very horrible and disturbing fashion. 31-year-old Stephen James Uricchio is accused of one count of murder as a Class A felony, and he faces between 25 and 60 years in prison, but to me, he deserves life after this. Police said he killed his father in a horrible and brutal way over the weekend, and police called it a domestic violence incident. Stephen then called 911 to admit and confess to what he did. On Saturday at around 1 a.m., police arrived at a home in Ridgefield, which is said to be in the Berkshire Mountains. When they entered the home, they found 83-year-old Mark Uricchio, and he was pronounced deceased on the scene. Stephen appeared in court yesterday on Monday, August 5th, and during court, authorities gave all the horrible and gruesome details. Reportedly in court, Stephen stated, "I murdered him," and then he paused and he said, "Really, really badly." Well, any murder is really, 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 really bad. It was said the police who arrived on the scene first found Stephen outside with his hands already up in the air. He was outside of the home. It was stated that he was already down on the pavement, and officers noticed that he had blood all over his hands and he was profusely sweating. He then told officers where they could find his father, and it was said blood led the way. The father, Mark, was found upstairs in his bedroom, and his body was lying on the ground and facing the doorway. It was said blood was everywhere, including on both sides of the wall. There was also a bloody fish fillet knife at the top of the stairs by the door, the bedroom door. It was obvious to authorities how the father died, and trigger warning on this. But they said his face, lower torso, lower abdomen, his groin area were just mutilated. It was said that his internal organs were also outside of his body. How awful. How could a son do this to his father? I don't get it. Reportedly, Stephen was arrested and charged without incident. During his arraignment on Monday in court, he declined to enter a plea. It was also said he had to literally be carried inside the courtroom. Once he was finally seated next to his attorney, he slumped over and just stayed there. Reportedly, both the defense and prosecutor attorneys asked for a competency evaluation for him. This was during the court hearing. Stephen's attorney did state that there is a significant history of mental health issues with him, so the judge did grant the request for an evaluation. He was reportedly taken to the hospital over the weekend for stomach-related issues, and it was said he talked to doctors and answered questions for them during an interview. Now, I don't know if that was before or after the murder, though. He also stated that he had been prescribed medication but had not been taking his pills in the last month or two, and he also admitted to using marijuana on occasion. Stephen will appear back in court on September 4th. I'm assuming he is being held without bail right now. Reportedly, Mr. Mark's family is very devastated, and I can imagine so. My heart and prayers go out to all who knew and loved the victim. Please remember to hit that follow button, and if you want more true crime, visit www.truecrimewithmegan.com.